Win big with new DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, moving right along here at beautiful Del Mar, taking care of Breeders Cup Saturday handicapping. We're going to look at race number 6, the Grade 1 Breeders Cup Distaff. Fillies and mares going 1 1/8 miles. Let's take a look at this field. 10 entered, we already have 2 scratches. Batucada is out. Miss New York is out. At least they don't have to face Torpedo Anna. She's going to be a heavy favorite, if not the most prohibitive favorite on the entire Breeders' Cup.
It seems like now there's a real chance that could happen. I mean, all along leading up to this race, Dan, it felt like we were going to get that matchup we've been waiting for. The best 3-year-old filly against the best older mare. Idiomatic didn't make it. Now we got 2 more scratches. We're down to 8.
And not only is Torpedo Anna the best horse on paper, she might get the best trip. At least Timeform US believes so. Here's the Timeform US pace projector. It's a pace projector that favors pace setters, and lo and behold, Torpedo Anna is the pace setter. She can sit from off the pace.
Yeah.
She's done it. I wouldn't fool around.
I wouldn't either. She's been proven to be really, really effective when they do use her speed. I mean, I guess we do have 2 Japanese horses in here, Dan. I don't know if either one of them is going to be showing any speed in here. It looks like Torpedo Anna can control the action right from the start.
But the Japanese horses do like to show speed, and Alice Verite has shown a little bit of speed, but has been a turf horse her entire career. So we'll see if she shows that kind of zip on the main track. A horse likely to be running in mid-pack or so is the number 1 Candide, and Candide was no match for Idiomatic last time out. But let's take that race with several grains of salt. She was the one on a hard chase going after Idiomatic, who took that field gate to wire, and then Candide just understandably tired in the stretch while failing to change leads. That's been a problem for her. Todd's putting the blinkers on, and maybe that'll straighten her out.
Yeah, it's interesting that they even waited this long to try the blinkers with her, because she hasn't always, been the most straightforward horse out there on the racetrack, but she can clearly run. She's got a lot of talent, and we'll see if she can finally break through here, Dan, with the break. I mean, she does need to break through to get to Torpedo Anna, but I'm with you. I think she ran an underrated race last time in the Spinster, probably second best in there, even though she wound up finishing 3rd. No match for Torpedo Anna back in the CCA Oaks, but that was over 3 months ago, Dan. Maybe she's closer to her now.
Win or lose, the number 2 Torpedo Anna is a cinch to be named champion 3-year-old filly this year, and if she wins and puts on a show, she throws her hat into the ring for Horse of the Year consideration. Let's watch her most recent start. This is the Cotillion. She's down inside, in behind horses. All Brian Hernandez Jr. has to find a hole, and he does on the outside. And Torpedo Anna, I think, idled a little bit once she made the lead past Gunsong late. She won this race under hands and heels urging. I think she won a lot more impressively than it looks on paper.
Yeah, I mean, she certainly wasn't all in there. I mean, you're not going to watch that race back and be blown away by Torpedo Anna's performance, but she did what she had to do in there. It's also worth noting it was coming out of a really, really hard race in the Travers. So I'm sure that Kenny McPeak didn't want her to go to the well. For that race, they were pointing here. They got here. Her job has become so much easier in the interim. There's nothing that we can really say about her that people don't already know, Dan. She's really good, and she's not going to be easy to down again.
Batucada, the 3, will be withdrawn, so we'll move to the 4, one of the 2 from Japan, Alice Verite. She's got some dirt pedigree. She's a full sister to a listed stakes winner on dirt, a half sister to a multiple listed stakes winner on dirt, both in Japan. She has some good turf form. The question is, how is she going to handle the dirt, and how is she going to handle a horse the caliber of Torpedo Anna?
Major questions. She looks like she has a decent amount of ability. You don't have to worry about distance with her. I'm not betting.
If you're looking for a price, maybe Sugarfish is somewhat interesting. A 3-year-old filly that won this race, the Zenyatta, last time out against older fillies and mares. This pace wasn't very fast, and she was sort of tracking it down inside. It looked like Tyler wanted to get to the outside, turning for home. It wasn't there, so he altered course sharply back to the rail, and then Sugarfish did the rest. It was not the strongest field in the world, and the pace is likely to be at least a little bit quicker in here, but I do think she's done some good things in her career.
I do too, and I respect that she's at least coming forward, it seems like now. I mean, she was in a maiden 40 earlier this year, but now she's coming forward. She's a 2-time stakes winner at this point, around 2 turns. Her best race isn't going to get it done in here, Dan, but maybe she can get a piece of this.
Raging Sea has won 6 of her last 7 starts, including the Personal Ensign, where she took advantage of a wicked pace duel to down champion Idiomatic in the shadow of the wire. She had to work very hard at a very short price last time out in this race, the Grade 2 Beldame. She didn't break very well. I thought she settled into a pretty good spot, made an outside bid. Badakata makes her work.
It's not how you want to see a 1-9 shot win, that's for sure. But she did get the job done. And maybe it's, a little bit like the Torpedo Anna situation, Dan. They knew they were coming here. They probably didn't want to go too deep with her in that race, off of a hard race in the personal incident where she closed down a wicked pace. I mean, she's done just about everything right this year, but the figure improvement hasn't really been there.
Honor D. Lady scored the Delaware handicap 2 starts back at 1 mile and 3/16. And I was talking to Safi after the race, and he said he wanted to run in a race like the personal incident. Something must have happened because Honor D. Lady went away for a while. She came back in the Spinster, and I'm not sure that's the kind of prep you want to see. She just didn't pick her feet up.
It was not a good performance, but they're going to press on here anyway. I mean, she's got a race or two on the go back that I guess you could suggest would give her a chance underneath in this race. It's not like there were a bunch of killers behind Torpedo Anna in here, Dan. I didn't like her last race at all.
Miss New York, the 8 will be scratched, so we'll move on to the 9. Awesome result, and thus far it's been nothing but awesome results. She's a perfect 7 for 7 in Japan, and last time out she dominated a field over a wet track. She has tactical speed. This is a tough test.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see how she stacks up to it, though, Dad. I mean, nothing but distance races on her card. She's won all of them. I mean, you know more about these horses than I do. Did you give her a serious look in this race or not?
I gave her a serious look in this race. I just wonder if it's going to be a little bit too much for her, but I do think she fits if she runs her absolute best. Kea Vasora is up next, and she's only raced once in North America. That was the Zenyatta, and I didn't see any excuses. She sat just off that moderate pace, and she had nothing when Sugarfish came calling. She's a Group 1 winner in her native Argentina, but that last race was not inspiring.
Yeah, that Group 1 win on dirt came over 1.25 miles against a big field, too, but she got the job done there. I don't know what to say about her last race. It would be hard to bet her off of that performance.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the Distaff. Torpedo Anna is obviously the horse to beat. I'm just looking for somewhat of an interesting price, taking a guess with Sugarfish. I like what she's done in 2 of her last 3 starts. The race against the Dare Manor worries me because that was the time they stepped her up and she wasn't up to the task.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if she can. Somebody's going to have to improve if they want to beat the favorite.
No doubt.
Dan, I couldn't go against her. I went 2-1.
She is the horse to beat, and she is one of the superstars of the game. We'll see Torpedo Anna in the Breeders' Cup Distaff on Saturday.
Hey friends, you look like you're in need of a winner. If you enjoyed the great content right here, just click and subscribe right here and enjoy the great DRF.com race of the days, the phenomenal stakes previews, and so much more. Many of that content featuring me and my exceptional selections. Trust me, you won't regret it.